Everyone, it's your girl Lancy and welcome back to Hotspots. Today we'll be talking about the show Black Tax, which plays on BET every Saturday at 7 p.m. on channel 129.
You know we had to move. The other house was too expensive, so we must make it work.
Hey man, misschien hebben we mezelf geïntroduceerd.
What are you talking about?
Oh.
Because
we pala pala sapala. Behold, the next step. Inner core strength.
What's up, fam?
Why are you here?
This is your brother.
Black text, ne?
You don't know the half of it.
Season 2 starts on the 9th of August. You would have already seen this video when it starts, so after you watch this video, go watch the show. If you're unfamiliar with the show, I would advise that you watch season 1. It is such a funny sitcom. I love it. Apparently, it's a SAFTA winner as well, so shout out to them. I'm so excited. It is so funny. It is relatable, especially if you're a person of color. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the show and how season 1 went, as well as let's talk about finances since the topic is Black Tax. I know, talk about finances is never fun, but we have to in order to be savvy, live our best lives, be responsible, all that jazz. Don't forget to like this video and comment down below, and of course, don't forget to subscribe and join the DSTV family and switch on those bell notifications so you can get notified every time I post. Let's get into it. So let me give you guys a little bit of a brief of what the show is about. So what the show is about is it's a single mom who has a daughter, and her family basically comes to visit for the weekend, her family being her mom and her dad, and I think it's the nephew, if I'm not mistaken, and visiting for a weekend turns into forever. Now, if you're from a black family, you know that thing is very possible where your family says, no, I'm just coming for 2 days, and then 2 days is 2 months, and then 2 months is 6 months, and then next thing they're just always there. So the parents visit and they've retired, and obviously the assumption is that the dad's going to get his retirement payout and he's going to get a house, and then they're going to live happily ever after with his wife. But the bank that was holding his pension fund went under. So they took all the money and there's no money left. Meaning they don't have anything. They've lost the house, they've lost everything. So now they have to stay with their daughter, who is the single mom. Obviously the house dynamics change now. So the main character, which is the single mom, her name is Tuli. She has a daughter. The daughter is a little bit spoiled. So she obviously couldn't adjust to living with her grandparents and her cousin as well. Her cousin, which is a little boy, he comes from more of the farm area, like the farms, the outskirts. So he's not familiar with like the suburban life. So it's a big adjustment for him as well, which is quite interesting because she's adjusting, he's adjusting. It's just a lot of adjustments. But I think the core thing is that at the end of the day, family is family. We have to take care of each other. And I think especially amongst like black families, we have to be there for each other through thick and thin, whether it's comfortable, whether it's uncomfortable, whether you can afford it, whether you can't afford it. As black family, we are taught to always stick together and help each other, because at the end of the day, if your family doesn't help you, who will? So that's where the name of the show comes from, which is called Black Tax. So what Black Tax is, in a nutshell, is when you have to continue taking care of your family when you start working and you branch out, almost like paying tax. So they call it Black Tax. I'm not really sure why, but that's just what it's called. Especially if you come from a traditional household where your parents paid for you to go to school, and now you've graduated and you got a job, and now you're doing well for yourself, and you have a car, you have a house, maybe even starting a family of your own. But the one thing that will remain constant is Black Tax. You will have to send money home. You will have to help somebody out. You will have to buy groceries. You will have to visit over the holidays and buy someone a gift, or whatever the situation may be. In the black community, where it comes from is that your family kind of turns to you as the breadwinner and the hope of the family, if that makes sense. Whereas in other households, there's a lot of privilege and comfortability, and there's generational wealth there sometimes, so there's no need to send money home because everyone is comfortable. Whereas in a lot of black families, not everyone is the same financially. Not everyone is as comfortable financially, and some may need help from you. So that's pretty much Black Tax. Some people see it as a burden, some people don't mind it. And I think in season 1, Utuli, she did kind of feel like, oh, it's a bit of a burden, but at the same time, these are my parents. I can't kick them out and leave them on the streets, so I'm gonna have to adjust. And they end up loving it, and there ends up being a synergy. So sometimes you're just like, oh my gosh, I have to send money home again. Oh, I have to help someone again. But at the end of the day, it puts a smile on their faces. It puts a smile on your face. It makes everyone's lives easier. So it's just one of those things that happens in Black households. So let me know if you're someone who has dealt with black tax and if you're familiar with it, how you feel about it. Personally, I don't like calling it black tax because it kind of makes it sound bad. I don't know. I don't know. Like, there's something like burdeny about it. There's something, it's got like a negative connotation, especially with the word tax, because who likes paying tax? Pay your taxes, please, please. However, paying taxes is not fun. So because there's like a negative connotation surrounding the word tax and then it's black tax, I'm just like, can't we just call it like helping family members? Can't we call it something else? Don't like the word black tax, but it has to happen. It's our reality. So yeah, I hope you guys get the gist of it. So since the topic of black tax is finances, I thought let's also discuss a little bit of like financial tips. Now, I am not the most financially savvy person in the room. Definitely not. Definitely not. I've had my reckless years. I have moments where things don't go the right way financially. I have moments where I'm like, you know what? I actually did that. And it all comes down to planning, but it also comes down to experience. I was independent at an early age of 19. I'd say 19 is when I was like, whew, I'm in the wilderness. So of course, when you get pocket money in first year, which was 18, when you get pocket money, it's easier to spend money that's not yours. Let me repeat. It is so much easier to spend money that is not yours because you can just call mommy and ask her, depending on obviously your background and like your opportunities and like where you're getting money from. Obviously it depends. I'm speaking for myself. I was very reckless in first year because I was like, I can just ask my mom for money. Privilege, I know, but that's just what the reality of my life was. But my mom started to become stricter as time went. I'd say in the year where I was turning 19, that's where mom was like more strict. She'd send me a specific amount and she's like, that must last you the month, and I had to make it work. And like, I'm a girl who goes out for lunches, you know, Jameli, you know what I'm talking about. So like the student budget wasn't working for me. But luckily, YouTube and influencing started to pick up, so I wasn't making a lot of money, definitely not. But for someone who was getting a certain amount a month, getting an extra, ooh, I have the flu. I forgot to mention that. I'm sick with the flu, so if I sneeze or cough, I'm so sorry. I'm so sick. It's not COVID. I already tested. It was not COVID. I just have a flu. Anyway, before we got rudely interrupted, going from getting that allowance a month to having even an extra 1,000 rand goes a long way when you're young and you're a student. So I wasn't mad at it. But I'd say 19 is when I was like, okay. But still reckless because I couldn't believe my life. Then 20, I'd say 20 is when like more reliable money started coming in. Again, it's not a lot, but it's a good amount for someone who's 20 and not working. I mean, hello. So that's when the money started coming in. I was very reckless. I did not think about the future. I thought about the moment. I just wanted to go out and have fun. I wanted to buy clothes. I didn't think about anything else. And at that point, my parents were still paying for my rent. So there wasn't really responsibility. I mean, I had to buy groceries. But because we were out all the time, I didn't really buy groceries because we were always out. So didn't have any responsibility whatsoever. Like the year 20 was a mess. I was spending money like it grows on trees. I don't know who I thought I was, but I learned a lot of lessons because there'd be times where the fridge is now empty. I don't have money to go out like I usually do, and now I'm just starving. And then like, even if I call my mom, she'd be like, girl, I'm paying your rent. I'm leaving it at that. You're working, right? Aren't you? Sort yourself out. Yeah. I'm grateful today. My mom taught me financial discipline long ago. Could she do things for me? Definitely. But she was just like, I'm not going to be around forever. And my mom learned very late to be financially savvy. She always says she only learned like in her late 30s, maybe even beginning 40s to be like, this is life, sweetie. So you can't just be spending money. Why? Because she had daddy to do her things. Because she was spoiled. My grandpa did everything for her. First car, he bought it. My mom studied in the US. He paid for everything. Like, my mom just grew up in privilege, so she only learned at a late stage, like late 30s, early 40s, when my grandparents were getting really old, and she was just like, it's getting responsible up in here. So because of that experience, my mom knuckled down on me now in my 20s, and I am so grateful because I'm 24 now, and I feel like I've already learned the worst parts of the financial decisions. Of course, it's still not easy. Of course, I still ask her for help. I still do plan. I still do my research, but I'm like in a much better place, much better place. So the first thing is you need to plan, and by planning is write down all your expenses, even if it's something as small as a tampon. Like when I say when you write down all the expenses, you realize all the small amounts add up, and it's actually quite a lot. I also do have a savings account, but I only started on my savings account recently-ish, like maybe the past 5 months. I only started recently, but would 100% recommend. Is it easy? No, because sometimes you just want to buy yourself something, but then you just like, let me save. And also, some months are better than others, and you don't want to touch your money too early, but you're just like, let me leave it there. But you're also like, I need it. So it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of patience, but just try yourself out. It doesn't have to be a lot. You can literally put 20 rand a month even. It'll build up to something one day, somehow, somewhere. So definitely a tip that I think you should take. Save. Trust me, you won't regret it. I know it's not easy. I know, trust me. But try yourself out. The first step is literally to just start. I used to be like, saving seems so impossible until you do it, and then like next thing, your money is just piling up. Would you be tempted to spend it? Of course, we're human, but don't beat yourself up about it. Just start. I hope that video was very helpful. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are into saving. Have you started saving? Are you a saver? Are you going to start? Let me know. I'm brand new to this, so any tips you have for me, please give them to me. And of course, don't forget to tune into Black Tax Season 2 on BET channel 129 every Saturday at 7 p.m. You guys will love it. I would advise that you watch Season 1 first because it's as entertaining. Trust me. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media handles. I'm Lanzi Gama everywhere, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Lanzi Gama. We're on the road to 70,000. Join the Gama gang. It is vibe over there. And of course, thank you so much for tuning in once again, and I'll catch you guys next time on The Hotspot.